Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Wrestling with Noah. I'm back here for another video. I know I took a little break, but I'm back and I'm here to make some consistent uploads. So yeah, man, last Monday night on Raw, Netflix debut. It's time to review the show. Let's go! First off, I just want to say the presentation of tonight's show was absolutely unbelievable. The thing that started off, it was in the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. There's this big curtain that shows the video package, and it basically explains the entire story of professional wrestling. As a pretty diehard WWE fan, I really enjoyed this. I think the era of sugarcoating shit and kayfabe is dead, and them explaining that it's fake and basically explaining the art of professional wrestling is going to attract a much bigger audience. Triple H starts off the show and he riles up the crowd like he always does. He says the famous words, "Are you ready?" Again, the presentation, man, it was absolutely phenomenal. So then we goes all black. And after a moment, if you smell The Rock's music hit. The Rock is back. The Rock kicks off the show. Rock cut a promo. He explained to Netflix, he explained to the WWE crowd why this is the biggest partnership in the history of WWE. He said that Netflix took a chance on them and that WWE will not let them down. This was pretty weird, but he also gave a shout out to Cody Rhodes. I mean, isn't this the same guy that made Cody Rhodes bleed just a year ago on the build to WrestleMania, and now they're shaking hands and now he's giving him his props? Cool, that's fine. What pissed me off was them sharing a drink backstage. I know I said kayfabe is dead, but that's just too much, man. That segment basically could say that The Rock is not working at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that would honestly suck, man. I want The Rock to compete. I thought he was gonna either face Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns, and I preferred him to face Roman, but I didn't really care who he faced, as long as he was in the main event and all the lights were on the WWE, because again, that's what attracts casual viewers. Rock also gave a shout out to Roman Reigns, his cousin. Now, let me explain something to you. Roman Reigns is the reason for this downfall of the bloodline. Roman Reigns is the reason Jay left him. He's the reason Sammy left him. And that is the reason he lost the championship at WrestleMania 40 to Cody Rhodes. But The Rock is all happy, man. He's like, you know what? Shout out my cousin. He's the only tribal chief. He's the original tribal chief. And he's about to go to tribal combat. Whatever, Dwayne. So then it cuts straight to the tribal combat match. Kicking off the show, it is Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. And this match started off hot, man. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, it's been brewing since WrestleMania. Solo Sikoa starting up the new bloodline, adding Jacob Fatu, adding Tama Tonga, adding Tonga Loa. His new stable, and Roman trying to get the OG bloodline back, who would eventually get involved in this match. The match overall was solid, but it was all right, and then it picked up, really. For example, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu got involved, and it was just absolute chaos. After that, Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso made the save. Jey Uso didn't show up because he was preparing for a match against Drew McIntyre later in that night. Roman Reigns does his little ooh-ah thing, little dog roar, you know what I'm saying? And Kevin Owens shows up, and I was surprised. I was jumping out of my seat. I said, oh, Solo's gonna win this thing. And then Roman kicked out. Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring. They fight. It's a brawl. So then it's just Roman and Solo in the ring. Roman catches Solo with a spear, does his dog bark, and then hits him with another spear. And that was the match. He won. And I thought Solo was going to win. I'm not going to lie. It does make sense, though, why Roman Reigns won Tribal Combat. But his WrestleMania plans are still unpredictable. Is Roman Reigns facing Punk at WrestleMania? Is Roman Reigns facing The Rock at WrestleMania? Is Roman facing Cody? Okay, that's not happening. But you get my point. The Rock comes out after the match to grab the Ulafala. Again, he was bestowed High Chief, and he grabbed the Ulafala and he put it on Roman Reigns, and no turn happened. Are you kidding me? WWE played it safe tonight. They wanted the crowd to get invested. Maybe a Rock heel turn. Maybe a swerve. That would have gained so much intrigue. That would have gained so much buzz heading out of Monday Night Raw. And boom, we cut to John Cena, the GOAT. The last time is now. I thought Logan Paul was going to interrupt John Cena, but he was in the crowd. He just got like a little cameo later in the show. But John Cena cut a very emotional yet passionate promo. He basically stated how he got started in Los Angeles and how he couldn't find a better place to start his farewell tour than in LA. He then went to talk about all of the names that insiders like Bleacher Report or Wrestle Purist or PW Insider, insiders like that. He starts naming names. John Cena, Gunther, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. It was just a very good promo, man. I love John Cena so much. I feel like John Cena is all of our WWE's childhood. I mean, whether you loved him or hate him when he was in his Fruity Pebbles act or whatever, and he's done so much for this business. It's going to be one emotional year, man. I feel like at the end of the year, I'm going to be crying because of how emotional I am about how much of an impact he's had on thousands of people's lives, just performing, just being who he is, and his whole motto. It was a very good promo, and it's going to start something very, very special in the John Cena Farewell Tour. After this, we had Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. It was kind of predictable. I knew Rhea Ripley was going to win this match, but I was a little underwhelmed with the performance of both women. And it wasn't really the performance. I'll take that statement back. It's more of the time they had. I feel like they deserved more time to build to the finish. I mean, Rhea Ripley kicked out of Oblivion, and Liv Morgan kicked out of a Riptide early in the match, which I didn't really like. I mean, once again, Liv Morgan was never supposed to win the championship, so I'm just glad that Rhea Ripley is the new Women's World Champion. And that begs the question, are we going to Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky? Are we going to Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley? Are they continuing that? There's no way they continue that. But yeah, man, that's my early favorite for the Women's Royal Rumble. It's Io Sky. That match is going to slap. Dominic Mysterio, after the match, he wanted to hug Rhea Ripley like nothing happened. And that's classic Dom, man. I love Dom. And he got a low blow for his measures. Rhea Ripley, when I see you, it's on sight. You don't low blow Dominic Mysterio like that. Are you crazy? But yeah, man, and then she gave him a Riptide, and I was pretty mad. But we move on. Whoa, pause. I completely forgot. After the match, The Undertaker showed up. This was just out of the blue. Undertaker, he didn't come to take up so much time and cut a promo that meant nothing. He did his bike around the ring, and he did his exit with Rhea Ripley. I thought that was great. Later in the show, we also saw backstage that Adam Pearce was talking to Bayley, matter of fact, about the transfer portal. So it seems the rumors are Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre are going to SmackDown, a part of the transfer portal, and we now know one of the names that's going to Raw being Bayley. But it was time for Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso, and I would be lying if I told you I wasn't severely underwhelmed with this match. Listen, I know Jey Uso's style of wrestling may not attract all the diehard WWE fans. His moveset is very limited. But you can't deny that he is one of the most, scratch that, he is the most overact in the entire company right now. I mean, just look at this, man. Travis Scott smoking a joint, smoking za on Monday Night Raw live on Netflix. You thought you ever see that? Hell no. That entrance was just absolutely crazy. I mean, the drones that they had going around the arena, it was just absolutely amazing. Drew McIntyre got overzealous. He got too cocky. He went for a Claymore. Jay sidesteps, crucifix roll-up, and pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. I didn't like the match in terms of quality, but I did like the result because it makes Drew McIntyre even more pissed. What is he going to do now? We see Chad Gable, an American-made, backstage with Adam Pearce. And it's official, guys. If you're a diehard AEW fan, or if you've watched pro wrestling, you're a fan of pro wrestling outside of WWE, next week is going to be a big week. Chad Gable basically explained he hates this narrative that he hates wrestling luchadors, which is complete crap. I've heard no one say that ever. But the point was that Penta is debuting next week on Monday Night Raw against Chad Gable, and that is going to be absolutely unbelievable. And then it's the main event time, man. We got CM Punk, Seth Rollins, 10 whole years of pent-up frustration from Rollins. 10 years of absence from CM Punk. It all goes down to this match. The crowd seemed split for this match. It was 50-50, and I mean, it's two of the most over acts in the entire company. CM Punk and Seth Rollins. You're going to make the crowd choose which one? Come on, man. CM Punk kicking out of 5 finishers was a little much. He kicked out of 2 GTSs, and he kicked out of a curb stomp, so 3. My dumbass doesn't know math. But anyways, CM Punk hits the go to sleep once. He hits the go to sleep twice, and then he pins him 1, 2, 3. You gotta watch the match on Netflix. It was an insane match. And that closes the show, the first ever Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I thought it was a really good show. I thought it was a little bit overhyped, but it was still great. Oh, also Hulk Hogan was on the show and he got booed out, so let's go. Thank you, LA, for booing Hulk Hogan. It's been Noah. Make sure you like the video. Comment what was your favorite part about Monday Night Raw. There was a lot of talking points, so I thought it was an amazing show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to build my brand. I'm trying to build this channel. And my Instagram and my Twitter are in the link in the description, so make sure you go follow those as well. And yeah, man, it's been your boy Wrestling with Noah, and I'm out. Y'all have a great day now. Peace.